Alrighty then. Welcome back, everybody. So just give me 1 second to load it all up, and then we can actually start on the rest. Ugh. So, yeah, this thumbnail is not gonna go as well as I was hoping it would be, but I will see if I can manage to get this done and then be over with it, so that we actually can focus on something way better than this. After all, it was an experimental thumbnail anyway, so that's always great. Let's see. We have this now. So we now have this. But I realized that the mouthpiece and the colors for the mouth and feet are not optimal. So we'll be switching that back to the one that I already had, or idea I had with it. Come on. Stupid chair. Oh well. It always happens like that. So what I'm going to be doing now is actually getting the bit here done. So I'm going to go here. Oh, hold up. Oh, for fuck's sake. Come on. Give me the thing that I need. There it is. So what I'm aiming for now is actually fixing up these things right here. So this bit, this bit, this bit, and this bit. Gonna be switching those colors up because, well, you know, it is not looking that great. I was hoping it would actually look good, but no. It does not. All right. So first things first, we're gonna do is actually getting the color that we already had before. So we're gonna go for those colors and then hopefully get that color up and running. That is one, that is two, and then we're gonna be moving to the tree. There we go. Now we're gonna be adding in a darker color. Yeah, a little bit more darker. And then we're gonna go for the layer effect. There we go. Now that that is fixed, we actually have what we need to get the colors right. And now we're going to be moving that color back in there as well. Now we're going to pick up the color again. Then we'll move here, get this bit. So far it's already looking a lot more better. I forgot how actually light colors actually work pretty well. But of course, too much light colors actually can cause also issues. Alright. How about now? Yeah, that looks a lot better. Alright. There we go. Now we have done that, we can actually add in more stuff to it. So with that said, I actually can now fix the eyes. Is there a light effect? No, no, yes. Alright. So what if we have the eyes here? Deselect, then again. And how about this? No, it's too soft. I think this is actually better. And work my way there. Let's see. That also actually looks quite cool. Alright, so I have different approaches that I can pick. That's pretty good. Let's first fix this bit up. Because clearly we have some issues with the eyes. That is one of the things that is indeed a problem, but it's something you can always fix anyway. Alright, now we're gonna go here. I'm gonna put this beneath and then see if we actually want to add something of the sorts of like no. That's clearly a no. That means I need to make sure I have this better looked up. So do I then want to add like a little no. Let's see. Alright, now we have that. Then now let's see if we can actually add something cooler to it. Yes and no. So what I need to add is definitely that 1 point. But that would ruin that effect. That's the main problem. So if I just have this, that actually is one of the better versions of it, I think, because it does create what I need. It creates that heroic effect to it. But then I cannot use this pose as a thing that I wanted to do with the bum showing up. Ooh. Now that is quite cool. Yes. And now I can actually do something funny. That is cool. Alright, now we actually have something better to look at. The eyes have been changed. The eyes have been definitely changed, but now that whole damn thing actually looks nice. Alright, cool. It has been looking cool. It looks heroic. It looks nice. Now the only thing we need to do is actually fixing up the last bit, which of course is the shadowing on underneath. So let's do that. Let's add some shadow to this whole damn thing. And of course add in this. Then add in this. Ah. I am missing shine on the weapon. That is indeed a problem. Let's fix that up. So we have a shine on the weapon that we are missing. Let's see where it is. No. No. Maybe no. It's in here, the group, and then that's the shine. So we need to add a shine towards the weapon blade. Let's see if we can find a way to make it shine, or at least, make it look shiny enough. So what if I add a little more lighter tone to it? There we go. Now that looks good. All right, so now we have that. Do I also want to add like that silver lining like? Nope. Let's see if I can get this right. No, I don't think I can do this right. Nope. Nah, maybe here. No. It's not worth it. All right, cool. So now we have that. We now have this. We now have that. We now have a far more ominous, well, far more cool looking General Admiral Terry. So yeah. Now we need to have a cool background for it. What kind of background do you want? That's the question. I think I need to have the old-fashioned background for it, so let's see if I can find it. And we're gonna be working on that kind of idea. So this is like, a very easy way of doing things, but it makes me look into things that I want. I want to go for a simplistic background like this, but then of course going for that old-fashioned workaround. So let's see if we can find what I want, which is an skier. Let's see, yogurt. All right, that is what I look for. Now we need to go for images, and then we're going to be looking for images that is actually quite basic, but decent enough to make sure that we actually have what I want. So here it is. That could actually work. Let me just copy this image and then paste the image right where we left off. First, we're gonna save this because I don't trust this at all. Then I'm gonna be opening this and I'm gonna be pasting it and I'm gonna be saying, yes, use local files. So now we should have our lovely little skier. That's the whole joke of it all. So that is skier. That is indeed what skier looks like. So what I want to do here is actually looking at the texture of it all. So we have here a nice little looking skier with a texture of flowery effect. So we could technically go for a light brownish effect, or we could go for a bluish, a green effect with blue. So that's what we're gonna be aiming for. So let's see if I can get what I want here and get that old-fashioned archaic effect to it afterwards. So let's see. This needs to be on above this because this is the background. So no. Now let's see if I can get to where I want to be with this. So that's the part there. Then we're gonna go for a bluish effect, and a bluish effect is gonna be intertwining with this all. And after this, we need to go for a yellow, a whitish effect as well. And then we have everything that I need for this to be happening. And then after that, we can actually add in the background, the foreground a bit more. Because clearly we are missing some bits here and there to create what I want with this. All right. So this is what I have, and this is what I'm going to be taking with. So we have now this, which is fully bloated with colors and gaps. So let's redo this a little bit more. All right, now we're going to be going for the blend tool. We're going to be making sure that we have the alpha tool off. Now we're going to be grabbing what I want and then we're going to push it downwards. Because what I want to do here is actually create an effect later down the line. So Now we're gonna be grabbing even more. Perfect. Now we're going to pick up this again, and now we're going to be going for a little bit more lighter color towards it, which is then this bit right here. And we're going to be using that as the last bit of the coloring version. But of course, we're going to be making sure that we have it. Like so. Now we're going to be making sure that we have that, and we're going to be making sure that we have it blend up. Now we're going to go for the merge tool, or the blend tool, to give more of an effect to it all. Now we have the first bit done. Now let's see if we can get the second bit done for this. Which means we're now going to go for patterns. And then with the patterns, we're going to be actually getting towards where I want to be with this. Let's see. I want this bit pattern. I think that would be a good one to go for, right? So we're going to go here and then done this. Yeah. No. No brown patterns. Only light effects, and then go for yellowish. Then of course go for the blur tool to erase the things that I don't need. There we go. Now we have actually that. And then now we can actually go to the next bit of it all. Alright, now we have that, we have this, we have that. And now we can actually get here we can actually get the here we can actually get the bar needed for all the things. Good. Hold up. Do I want to then switch this around? That's the question. Do I want this to be horizontally transferred so that this is there on the other side? No. No. The answer is no. Alright, so now we have this, we have that. Cool. Now we're going to be moving to the foreground for it a little bit. Well, it's not a foreground, it's still a background, but it's a foreground in my eyes. So with that said, I need to now look into the, where is it? The old drawing. So I need to get to me. So we need to go down, we need to go load it up. Then we're gonna go to the me files, then we're gonna go to the thumbnails of pain, not the new folder version. And we're gonna be looking at this because that's the thing that I need to look for. Alright, I see now. So now we have that. We're gonna be saving this because this is a background. And now we're gonna be making sure that we have what we need for this. So with that said, I need to create what I want, which is this. Go for capacity and 8, I think. Perfect. Now we're going to be lowering it to the resolution. Now we're going to go to 5 because we need to put it on the 5-line work because we already drew on the 5-line work. Now we need to go here and redraw. There we go. And then we're going to go here. There we go. Now we have that done. Now we have a big rock in the middle, and then we're going to be able to split that in half, right? Ooh, yeah, we can actually do that, which is a lot cooler than just casual ass rocks. There. Now we actually have rocks to spare. And now the rocks even look better. Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright. Now that we have done the rocks, we can actually move to the next bit, which is then the coloring issue on the body. That is then this. That is this bit, right? No, that is not that bit. And that is really then unfortunate. Yep. Alright, cool. Now we can actually move backwards. Now we need to go back, which means that we now need to work on the rocks again. Which is this one, not that one. And we're going to be making this into a group priority. Alright. Now we're going to be making sure that we have the rocks that we need. So with the rocks, I need to go back to... Yeah, I could actually go for the one that I actually already did. Which is then me again, I think. Because I actually did not put that into a different layer. Or a different drawing part, right? Or did I do it? I did do that. Huh. Alright, where is it? There it is. I think that is actually one of the better ones to go for. One of the easiest ones to go for, actually. Not the better ones, easiest. And now you can see mistakes in the coloring part of the underpart. And so some of the nails are a little bit too much colored up. Oh well. It happens sometimes. Alright. And I didn't draw this on goddamn full colors. Great. Allow me to fix that. Alright, why is this not in the full coloring part? Because it's not in there. What? What? Really? Isn't that thick? It is that dark. Alright, cool. Great. I'll fix it later. Now we need to get this bit up and running, which is the darker color part first. I see also I need to fix the shading. Well, I can fix that later. Alright. Alright. Now that we've done that, we can now actually fix that bit. So let's fix it by first going here and cleaning up the bits that we don't want. And then after that, we're going to be going for the shadow itself. There we go. And now we have that, which means we can now actually go to the next part of it all. Let's see. Now we have the rock. We have that. We have the guy standing on top of it, which is good. Now we need to add some more stuff to it. So let's see if I can get to the word jokes. So let's see if I can get this right. And let's type in Skyrim. Alright, and then we're gonna go for something funny. Let's see, that is not funny enough. What if I go for this and then make it just big? And then we're gonna go for not dark, we're gonna go for yellow. There we go. With red. Let's go for red. Yes, alright, so we have Skyrim. Can I actually make it can I make it angled? Yes, I can. Do I want it angled? No. Do I want it text? No. Do I want it lined up? No. I want it Skyrim like this. Skyrim. And then, of course, I actually want those letters down below. So, Skyrim. Like that. Skyrim. Perfect. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. Alright, Skyrim. So now we have that. Now we're going to be merging that with that one below, because I'm going to be doing a little bit of wordplay here. That's the whole joke of it all. And then we have the vector. Come on, vector, be merged. Thank you. Alright, so now we have that. We have this. We need to put it into a group. Let's put the line work first in there, so that we don't get screwed over. Alright, so now we have Skyrim down. Now the only thing I need to do is actually adding in this into good line work, and that means first get a little yellow in there. Alright, now we have Skyrim there. Skyrim like that. Now we need to add in that, but that needs to be outside of that group. That group needs to have a layer stabilization with a drop shadow on the bottom side, and then bottoms, and then the shadow needs to be 4, and then it needs to be 4 as well. There you go. Now we have skewed them like that. Maybe 8. No, this is better. All right, now you have that, we have that, and then we're gonna go here, grab a very meh color. No. Alright, so that is indeed the color that I want to go for, but let's see if I can get us something better. I think then this would actually be a better color to go for. There we go. Now we have done that. Now I want another one, and then this one is going to be pure that, and then we're going to be going for 5, I believe. There we go. Now we have skewed him there. Now we have skewed him. Alright. And then of course this needs to be a little more transparent. Like so. Or not as transparent, and then go for a lighter effect on the bottom side. And then add, yes. And then add a transparency layer to it. Transparency mask to it. And then go for transparency. So like this, I think. Is this the right color? It is the right color. So let's go for that, and then go for this. No. Let's go for this instead. Now we have Skibrim right there. And then, of course, we're going to be adding in the Emerald Rarity options. So, let's see. Can I switch around these colors? Probably I can add a transparency. I can probably add a filter mask to inverted. Yeah, not inverted, but an exposure with highlights. No, midtones, shadows. If I did that, I would actually make it much more thing. A color balance. Ooh, what if I change the colors like so? No. Color dodge, mid-downs, highlights, exposure, inverted color adjustment. No. Ah, index colors. Pixel painting, maybe? No. Pixelized. Pixelized could work, but then I need to not go for that much. Alright, first two. That could also work. And what if I open the brush, if I open the steps or lower the steps with but no. Blur doesn't solve anything. Alpha, maximize, non-maximize. You can actually see then all of the stuff. I definitely need to clear up some of the clutter. That is definitely a thing I need to do. Edge detection. That is quite cool, but that's not what I'm looking for. Grass and highlight map. Highlight map is also pretty cool, but not what I'm looking for. That's cool when you try to do textures. Or make a stamp at least. Gradient map? No. Pastelize, normalized, goosebump. What the hell? Oh, that's quite cool. Ground colors, no. That ain't working. Alright, so pixelize would actually be the best one. But then I need to make sure that I have this like on 2. And then this one on 5 maybe. Because without pixelize, it's actually still the same. And I need to make this like that. That way we actually have something to work with. And this will create shadow, that will create effect. Oil painting is worse. That is actually what I want, but I don't want that much. So can I baseline? Let's see. Can I make this a little bit more better looking? Yeah. Can I get my colors back? Probably not right now. Limit 2. Okay, let's see if I can get this then done. Oh, well, we're getting more colors. That is good. And then this color to be non-optimal. That could work. It's not the best.
But if I then add also another filter to it, so if I add two filters to it, I know that I'm gonna be breaking then everything if I do so, but if I now add in the pixelation or the invert, what do I get? I get that. It's not that bad, but I want to see if I add the pixelization to it. That looks quite cool, but it's too bright, I think. Yes, and then I need to add a color to it. All right, so let's just add some more filters to it and see if I can get the right color that I want. So I want to add a color to it. No, maximize ain't gonna work. Nope. Next colors. Want color balance, color touch, introvert, color adjustment. How about this? That is weird, but that could work. Alright, so what if I now remove these filters that we don't need, because well, clearly we ain't gonna be using the filters. We have this. Alright, so pixelation is definitely one. The other ones are not very good to use. So pixelization would be worth it. And I need to add it like this, so I actually have like that. Alright, so now we have that. We have now the main baseline for it. Good. Now I need to add something more to it, which means I need to go back to the drawing itself. And if I'm remembering correct, we actually want to add something here. So if I remember this correct, I actually wanted to add something here that says, you know, emerald difficulty. So what I want to do here is add like this and then emerald difficulty. Difficulty. Emerald difficulty. Ooh. I can actually do that and add something like here. I can add like skies to it. I could, and I should. So let's do that. Let's think for a little bit, and let's see if I can again get that up and running. Because people clearly want to have that emerald difficulty. And now I actually need to go for 8. Because we're going to be drawing a little bit more bigger. That could actually work. So that's 1, that's 2, and here we can add 3. All right. So now we have that, we have that. Now we can actually redraw these, and now we can actually draw them in the right line work, if I'm correct. Blech. It's already 1 hour in. Ah, fucking hell. I just got to where I want to be, which is the background. God damn it. Which is the goddamn background. Alright, so now we're gonna add in the texture for it. So what I want to do here is actually add tone slab texture to it, because clearly we need that. I'm so happy that Monday I will be able to finish this off. Definitely. But holy shit. This takes a lot of work to get a background up and running that actually looks nice. For a game that I want to play, jeez. But it's a good learning curve. It's a good learning of, what I want to do with it and how I want to do it. Of course, it's not fully working, but yes, it is quite good looking. So now that we have that, I will leave it here for now, and I will take a little bit of a break, and then Monday I will be Monday I will actually working on it again, and I'll finish it off. All right. I hope you'll have enjoyed for now, and thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Until then, I want to wish you a lovely day, and let me just double check something before I leave, because this thing always likes to do a corruption if I want to go for too many filters. So let's see. It works. Good. I can actually recover it. Cool. Lovely. All right, save. And we're going to be saving it as the auto version as well as the MO30 version, Skirim version PNG. There you go. All right. Yeah. Bye.